Pinecrest Funeral Home and Memorial Park from Dignity Memorial. That's the corporate logo there. Dignity. Yeah. Big corporate funeral home. Video we did, Rose Hill Cemetery in Oklahoma City, that everyone loves so much, is a Dignity park as well. Today we're going to check out this memorial park. When we say memorial park, there's not headstones. Everything is flat on the ground. Got the shadow there today, but what are we going to do? Not so much headstones, but brass memorials that are flush with the ground. And this is the grave of me. This is where my burial plot is. We're going to go visit it. How many folks could go see their own grave? We're going to go check out where I'm going to be at forever. This burial plot was my father-in-law's, Eddie Wayne Summerall. He passed away September the 8th, 2017, at his favorite place, the VFW. Had a heart attack. Well, in 1992, he bought this burial plot. How he got it or who he bought it from, I'm not so sure, but between then and 2017, he changed his wishes to be cremated and his ashes thrown in the Buffalo River during one of our float trips that we take. So that's what we did. And we kept a little bit of him. He's at home on the shelf. So I came down here this summer to that, you can see it, that building right over there. They have a massive funeral home and reception area over there. I popped in there and had the paperwork for the plot and told them it was now me and my wife's, and I wanted to see it. So he threw me in a golf cart and we went over here and seen it. Now, it was explained to me that Eddie Wayne paid $70 for it, but it was essentially free, and he had to pay the taxes, which was $70, because I believe at the time the plot was $700, but he got that for free. And they informed me that it is in the premium section, and today it would cost one $5,000. So I inquired, what if I'm not going to like what I see? What if I want to sell it? Can I sell it? Well, they informed me that, number one, I have to transfer it from Eddie Wayne to me, and that's $195. That's fine. But since there had been a rash in the last few years of people selling these graves that were cheap 30 years ago, they weren't going to have it. So I'm allowed to sell it to an immediate family member, but I cannot sell it to a stranger. Well, as for now, we're going to keep it, but if you ask me, as long as they keep collecting $195 transfer fees, they need to let people do what they need to do. It's a nice sunny day here. This is Sunday, December the 11th, 2021. It's not that bad. It's the perfect. It's like 45 degrees, zero wind. Right down the street, literally another 3 miles down the road, is another Dignity cemetery. Now, it is a cemetery that has headstones, and there is I guess you could say, famous person buried there I'd like to get to. H.U. Lee. He was the president for the American Taekwondo Association, the ATA. Since 1977, the World Championships for Taekwondo are held in Little Rock at the state building, or what is that down there? The State House. State House. They're held there every year. He's right down the street. I'd like to see him. Now here is outdoor mausoleum. Let's walk around here. We're getting close to where I'm going to be at. These are going to sort of be my neighbors. Nice big pine trees. I came out here 2 weekends ago to do this, but they were having a funeral about 20 feet away from my spot, so we moved on. And these tombs, to be entombed here in these outdoor mausoleums, in case you're not familiar, from top to bottom, they're least expensive to most expensive. When you get down here to eye level here at the bottom, this is where they're kind of pricey. I think at Rose Hill, these are about $20,000 for one of these at chest height. There's another one over there. We'll walk over there and look at that as well. All right, so these are kind of little family plots in the hedges. They're kind of neat. I have no idea what this would cost a guy, but here's Ellie. They got a little bench. So you get your family name on the stone there. You get you a bench, and then enough room here to accommodate a reasonable sized family, and then as you come in you get these flat bronze memorials throughout that area. That's how that goes. And they do, I will tell you this though, the Dignity Funeral Network, they keep your stuff trimmed. They keep your grass green and cut and hedges trimmed, and everyone I've been to, they really take care of them. That's for sure. I just can't get over the fact that I can't transfer my own grave to a stranger because they feel like they'd be missing out on some money. That's what that boils down to. So these are, you got your mausoleum over there, and then you got these are your family, I guess you could call them crypts. They're not the type you can walk in, obviously. I think there might be one or two of them here, but crypt nonetheless. Be buried above ground. I don't know how it's playing out on the camera here, but there's some terrain here. You got some up and down terrain, and it's a really nice place. Man down. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Alright, so right out here in this opening, you got this big, beautiful pine tree. Big, tall pine tree. Buried right there at the bottom of it. About 6 feet to the left. Alright, so right there, right next to the tree, that's the spot. Got your mausoleum views over there to the left. Here's the neighbors, Bob and Claudine Mims. Yep. Well, not bad. Here's that other outdoor mausoleum, and we'll get a closer look at this mural. They have a waterfall laser etched in that black granite there. And here's an example of how you can customize your tomb there. Walter F. Carolyn got some guitar and some cowboy boots there. Lots of space available here, folks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 people there. Still got lots of room. Coming up shortly, let me tell you what I got planned on, what I want to do, and I obviously work as well. With working and driving, I probably got 70 hours a week wrapped up in work, and it's been busy. And I can go to these graveyards and things like that in my paths of travel where they send me right now. I'm out in the middle of Oklahoma. So I want to go to Hugo, Oklahoma, where Lane Frost is buried, the world champion bull rider, 1987, I think. Forgive me if it's not 1987. From the movie 8 Seconds. Lane Frost, played by Luke Perry. And he is buried in basically a cemetery for circus people. Yep. Cemetery for circus people. Tightrope walkers, trapeze people, animal trainers, all that type of stuff. Hugo is a town that was once home to like 70 different circuses were from there. Now there's about 3. And they have the wildest cemetery there for circus folks, and that's where our entertainers. And that's where Lane Frost is, and we'll go there. And some of these other folks doing these channels don't want to tell you where they're going. I don't really care. I hope they all go. When I get on a subject of a person or a grave, I will consult all of the other channels, 4 or 5, whatever, channels on the same subject. Each one, you will learn something different from each one of them. So if anybody else wants to get over there right away, I know Radio and History has been there. I'm actually working not far from Mr. Reddy. And here's a little waterfall. And they've done all that rock work going down to that pond. This place was turned into a memorial park, graveyard if you will, in 1929. Before that, it was a dairy farm. And a depression was coming or approaching or was here. 1929, I thought it would be a year or two later, but right in that time frame, they turned the dairy farm into this. So we're approaching 100 years that this place has been being took care of and groomed and all that. The big cross. This is going to be a fairly lengthy video, I think, this week, because I'm going to do a lot of walking and talking. I haven't been out in a while, about 2 weeks since I've got you all a video, and I know I want to do one a week. Poinsettias are coming out here. It's the Christmas time. There's a little Christmas tree somebody put up out here at your loved one's memorial. I've got to keep track of where I could get lost out here, or temporarily disoriented. I'm sure that was done by the park themselves. Maybe not. Now here is a section it may be the kind of the veterans section of the park. Yeah, World War II and Korea. Bronze Star Medal and the Purple Heart. It has recently come to my attention that I got what I believe is my first subscriber from out of the country, from Australia. Hazard Girl. There's a bird on Jesus' head there. That's really neat. As we come up over the hill here back to the beginning of the park, there is the Dignity Funeral Home. Pinecrest. I think the funeral homes keep their names. They're just owned by a network like Dignity. It's like on 6 Feet Under. But they're trying to go around and buy up all the small funeral homes. That's what we're talking about. Alright. It's a long video. Hopefully somewhat entertaining. I have to leave here in a few hours to go to work, so I wanted to put something together. If you learned anything from this video or enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And we'll get to some more famous graves soon.